Hi and welcome. Today we are coming to you from QPTV, Queens, New York. We have a special on fitness, and I have 10 guests with me that will be sharing their personal experience and how fitness has affected their life in a positive way. So sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. My next guest here, why don't you tell us where you're from and what is your name?
Hi, my name is Gosia. I'm from Poland. I'm living in Queens, New York.
I know you're competing in the Atlantic States, NPC. Why don't you tell us how far away are you from that?
It's 9 weeks out.
And what is your way of giving back to the community?
I'm fitness instructor to helping others achieve their health and fitness goals.
Great. Thank you, Gosha, for sharing with us and being here tonight and allowing us to share some of your training secrets. I have with me now a very good friend of mine. She's willing to share her experience with us. Brina, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Rena Fuentes. I've been working out for about 12 years. I used to be overweight, um, so it's helped me. First, I started, I wanted to lose weight. Then I lost about 55 pounds. It helps with depression. Working out makes you stay younger. Um, I don't know, it has helped me. If I don't work out, I feel like something's missing, and I start feeling down. And working out is like therapy to me, and at the same time, it makes you look good.
Thank you, Rina, for sharing that. Here now, my next guest is Alex, a very close friend of mine. I've known Alex for about 15 years. You got a personal story that would like to share with us? Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, went through a very hard separation, 13 and a half years, with my son's mother, and destroyed me, broke me into pieces. I did not expect the separation to happen. And I reached out to a good friend of mine, Francisco, coach, like a brother to me. We started training together, and I started to notice every time I would go into the gym, my problems would stay behind the door. Spoke a lot about the problems as we worked out, and little by little they was just going away. Um, Seeing a lot of progress, and I mentioned it to him, and he told me it'd be a good idea if I start, get ready for, to compete. I took it there, and to me it was the best thing that ever happened. The definition, the results, the feelings in the morning when I used to get up, I had so much energy to take on the world, and I felt unstoppable. And it would have not happened if I would have had him next to me, to support me and to push me to where I needed to be. And I thank him for it. And, the gym, the biggest help that ever came my way, better than therapy, it's just something to go for. You feel good about yourself after you're done with your workout.
Thank you, Alex, for sharing that experience. I want to touch up with that a little bit. And when he reached out to me, I was going through my own personal problems. I just had a heart surgery, had a pacemaker placed in and defibrillator. It was very hard for me to get around. So with my knowledge and his helping, we both were able to pull through a very rough situation. Life put us together for a reason. And since then, things have been just falling into place, through fitness. This has been a journey where we started with the calendar. We're now doing this documentary. A lot of the people that we are bringing together have similar stories that have, touched all of us in one way or another. And what we're trying to let everybody know is that fitness has helped in one way or another go from the negative to the positive and to keep us, alive and healthy. So now, without further ado, let me introduce you to Freddie. He has a very unique experience that he is willing to share with us about his incarceration experience.
First, I'd like to say that it's a pleasure being here at the Coliseum Gym, being interviewed by my good friend who I met here, Francisco, who was a sincere person who I came to for help. As far as training and advice, I'm trying to reach out to others who are in trouble in times of need. I believe that bodybuilding helped me a lot, especially reading a magazine, which I ran into a gentleman by the name of Kai Green, who today is the IFBB Pro, and he has inspired me tremendously in helping me to move forward. When I was out of solitary confinement, I continued bodybuilding and continued in pushing myself and trying to reach my goals to receive and show proof to those that have the power to release me from incarceration.
Freddie, I would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to share your personal experience. It's a very powerful message that you have, a powerful message that hopefully we can reach out as many people as possible so we can touch many lives as possible. Try to promote fitness at all levels because fitness has been something that has been able to make people pull through the most hardest situations. With us now, we have Nick, our next guest. Why don't you elaborate, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 27. I'm 6'4", about 235. You know, I got into fitness real young. I was about 8 years old when I started doing basic stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, you know. And what happened is how it all got started was my grandmother had this thing called hair popping, which she did way back then. It was just a technique to prevent baldness and hair loss. And she was actually noted in the Time magazine with Arnold Schwarzenegger's arm photoshopped on her body. And I kind of, once I saw that, that kind of motivated me towards, you know, being fit and getting into the gym. And I was young, so I couldn't join the gym, so I started off with basic push-ups, sit-ups, like I said. And I was always a small kid getting picked on. You know, I was always smaller than a lot of the kids that I play sports with. I grew up playing football, hockey, and basketball. And I said I had enough of that. So it kind of motivated me to get in here, lift some weights when I was at the rightful age of 13, actually. And I joined my first gym, and it started slow. It started with the light weights, and then as I got older into my later teen years, that's when I started lifting heavy. And I actually got into competing young at 18, was my first competition. And I still do that today. 8 years later, 9 years later, I'm still competing, still trying to drive towards my goal, which is becoming IFBB Pro, eventually in Classic Physique, which is a new division that they have that I'm really happy about. And, you know, being a small kid growing up was pretty tough because you always got picked on. You always had a lot of guys bigger than you, thought they could outweigh you, out-hit you, especially in football. You know, in football, it's always, if you're the bigger guy, you get hit harder. I just wanted people to know, even though I was smaller than you, I'm still going to hit you as hard as I can. And that kind of, you know, drove me to say, you know what, even though I'm smaller than you, I'm still going to hit you as hard and try to get towards the gym, and I'll be a big and strong one day. And it kind of led to this package that we see here, you know, 13, 14 years later of hard training, good eating, dieting, all the above. People don't understand this is a 24/7 thing. It's not a month on, a month off, or a day on, a day off. It's day in, day out. From the minute you go to sleep to the minute you wake up, you're investing in your body and what you're doing with yourself. So I'm happy to be here, and I can't complain. And also have a great workout partner who pushes me day in, day out. She could come in here.
Thank you, Nick, for sharing. Now we have Denise. This is Nick's girlfriend. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've always enjoyed working out. I've done it since I'm, 12. The minute I realized I was feminine and I could be sexy, I went with it. But my mom was diagnosed with leukemia maybe 15 years ago. And I quit my job and basically sat in a hospital for a year while she battled this leukemia, the cancer. And it really showed me that your health and taking care of yourself is really important. So when she finally recovered, thank God she's okay today, I spent almost all my free time working out and eating right and really appreciating health. And so up until today, now I have him who pushes me, and we spend all of our time together here. So.
Yeah, and a lot of thing is that, you know, people think that this sport is a one-man sport. Bodybuilding, fitness is a one-man sport. It's actually a support team that you have to have. If you don't have a background of family, good friends, and you know, good people in your life to help you push you towards a better goal and actually are doing the background work to present you on stage, it's really important that you have a good background team supporting you. It's just like car racing. Without the pit crew, without fixing the tires, fixing the engine, the car is nothing. Same thing like your body. You need a really good pit crew, like I would call it, to help you support you on stage as well.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Denise. Great story.
Awesome, guys.
And they will see the workout video later on today.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dee, and it's Nick and I training legs tonight. A lot of people think that if you go heavy and hard as a woman, you're going to look like a man, which is not the case at all. As a matter of fact, it gives you a much tighter, leaner look and shreds you up. I may look like a Barbie, but I work really hard for this body, and training 7 days a week, 3 hours a day, cardio with this awesome, very fit, handsome guy, Nick, here, pushing me to the limit. So, yep, we're working to our max, hitting high reps, heavy weight, to failure. Hit all the way down, all the way up. Form is like 100% key to keeping this body looking the way it does. That's kind of how we do it.
Also, a lot of people think that if you spend all your time in the gym, you know, that's not the case. You have to have a good balance between family, friends, and the gym. People think that you get obsessed with the gym and you want to look like a superstar, which is the case. You have to always make it a part of your day to look the way we do, because we take an hour or two, sometimes 3 hours a day to really train hard, but you don't have to engulf your life in it. All it takes is an hour a day to really better yourself, and a couple of good meals, and watch what you eat to really get the ball rolling. You know, take step by step. Another thing is, you also have to have outside life outside the gym. You know, go out with your friends, have fun time to time. Not every weekend, but you know, here and there doesn't hurt. You know, keep your life in check, have everything in order, and keep a well-balanced life. And the gym is a great part to that as well. So just want to say thank you for this opportunity, and I'm really happy to be here training hard with Dee and everybody else around me. So thank you again, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Hi, my name is Rima. I am currently living in New York City. I've been living here pretty much all my life. I've moved around a lot. I'm speaking to you from Coliseum Gym. What got me into health and fitness and bodybuilding? As a kid, as a very young kid, my parents used to call me Jati, which means fatty in a loving way in Hindu. Now, they always used it in a loving way, but it always got to me. I was very sensitive about that, and I was very heavy as a kid. I used to eat my feelings. So that kind of pushed me on the road to living a healthier lifestyle. I lost the weight at the age of 17. I was 200 pounds, and I dropped my weight down to 150 pounds. And slowly but surely, I started learning how to eat right and weight lift and do what was best for my body type. We have to be conscious of the things that we say to each other, because you don't know how it's going to impact the other person, whether it be a family member or somebody next to you, or even a social media message. Everyone is born differently. Now, you can positively impact their lives or negatively impact their lives. I personally would like to be remembered as leading a positive role in people's lives. I just want to thank QPTV for having me on the show. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you, and I hope to see you guys again.
My next guest here is the Aponte sisters. Got a set of twins over here. What's your name?
Heather Aponte.
And your name is?
Helen Aponte.
Why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I love school. I love to work out. It's a passion of mine. And my goal, I would love to be a figure competitor.
Have you ever competed before?
No, not at all. But definitely would love to.
You definitely look like you have it. You know. No. Why don't you tell us a little something about yourself?
Well, I love to work out, obviously. And I love cars. I love to go to clean culture meets and stuff. Look at my hobby. That's my hobby. But my second hobby is the gym. And I'm very proud of that.
So you were a little bit depressed. You were a little bit overweight at one point. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, in 12th grade, known as twins, a lot of people had high expectations of us. So, oh, you always had to look like each other. You always had, that don't look like that. That don't. I didn't look like nothing like her. I was too thick in the face, everything. I had a round head, and I went from 160 pounds to 120 pounds, now to 135 pounds of muscle. Basically, and I'm very proud of that. I'm sorry. Basically, from just being judged by society itself, like twins, everybody expects me and Helen to be exactly the same. We're identical twins. We look like each other, but not exactly like each other. We have different personalities, different facial structures, body types, and everything. Completely different. Duh. And then, yeah, so it's just like, that's just how it is. And I just feel that society just really went up against her, and it just hit her ego very hard. So I'm happy that you came above that. Yeah.
Great. You guys look great. Is there anything you want to give back to you feel through fitness, through the community, or something you want to touch up on, for those people that are watching that may feel that, they have been pressured the same way right now?
Me personally, training people. Because I know when I started, actually, I would like for somebody to train me to get an idea of how the lifestyle will be and how it will change your life. And that's just how I became about it also, not only just through a bad breakup, but also through that. And I would help anybody that would honestly be serious about fitness.
Great. Anything you would like to say?
Don't let nobody bring you down no matter the circumstances, because trust me, it is not a joke.
Great. Thank you. You guys look great, by the way. I appreciate for the your time and sharing that with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now we're introducing our next guest. This is Carlos. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and how fitness, how you got into fitness?
Well, I remember when I was really, really young. I was in my country. I saw a couple of dumbbells on the floor, like rock dumbbells. I grabbed and started lifting and I said, wow, this feels good, it feels great. So, it happened only at that time. And I said, I think this will be nice for me. I like it. And then after a while, I was maybe 8 years old. I came here when I was 12. The first thing, not gonna lie to you, when I came into the apartment when my father brought me over here, I saw a brand new bench, a couple of dumbbells, and I went crazy. And my older brother was like, yo, Carlos, don't touch that. I said, listen, bro, this is what I was looking for after a lot of years, And I don't have the opportunity now, I see it. And, from there, everything started. My rooms, I was having a problem with my brother because I have a lot of poster. My whole room, it was covered, no paint, it was only poster. So I was into it. Even when I used to go to school, all my books and stuff like that was covered, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, other stuff. So, I think all my life, since I'm 9 years old until now, I've been into this, so I like it. And it's 2 years already that I'm real more focused on this, because back in the days I used to have a lot of issues with people at school and everything, and I used to fight a lot. And another thing was, I have a lot of friends that want me to enjoy a lot of gangs and stuff like that. And luckily I say, I have two choices, the bad or the good one. And I know if I go with the bad, I'm gonna lose more. And because of this, thank God, this is what I am right now. It's the fitness, especially that I like it,
I would like to thank you, Carlos, for sharing your experience with us.
Anytime.
Again, I appreciate you sharing your personal story about fitness and how it has helped you stay away from trouble.
Thank you. Anytime, bro.